everyone, my name is Montana, and I'm so happy to be here because we're in the middle of our series on friendship called Real Friends. And the reason I'm so excited to talk about friendship is because I absolutely love my friends. Well, except for the friends who get me in trouble, you know what I mean? Like this one time in junior high, it was the last week of summer break and everyone was so sad that summer was almost over, so we wanted to make the best out of our last moments of summer. So a few of my friends decided to have a sleepover and stay up all night. Which, first off, all-nighters are terrible. I don't know why I agreed to that, but regardless, it sounded cool at the time, so I went. So we grabbed all the snacks and candy and junk food we could get our hands on, picked out a ton of movies, and even ordered pizza at midnight. It was awesome. And then my friend came up with an idea, to keep us awake, because I don't know if you've tried an all-nighter, but once you hit that 1 a.m. mark, it's like you're ready for bed. So she gathered us around and she said, let's TP Daniel's house. Now, Daniel was one of our best friends and he just so happened to live on the same street. He also had the perfect house to TP. She hyped it up so well. And even though I hated breaking the rules, which was don't leave the house, especially at 1 a.m., everyone was so excited and everyone wanted to do it. So I had to say yes. So we dressed in all black and grabbed the toilet paper from the house and snuck out to toilet paper his house. Then we get to his house, and I'm not even joking when I say within the first perfect throw of the toilet paper roll, his mom came outside and screamed at us. All of us were so in shock, and before we could do or say anything, she had us all lined up on the curb like we were about to get arrested and had us call all our parents to individually pick us up. I was terrified, embarrassed, and not ready to get in trouble with my parents. And that's what happened to me. I know, interesting choice of words, right? Happened to me. But have you ever talked with a friend who was experiencing big consequences or major drama because of a choice they made? If so, did they say things like, it just happened to me, or I can't believe that happened to me? And sometimes, yes, things happen to us that aren't so fun, like your screen getting cracked or the field trip getting canceled because a teacher was sick, or you getting injured trying to score the goal or make the shot, or getting in trouble or grounded because of something your sibling did. But other times, what happened to you is actually something you chose for yourself. Here's what I mean. A lot of the things that happen in your life, especially when you're in junior high or high school, actually happen because of the choices you make. I know it's hard to believe it, but things aren't always just happening to you. You got an A on that test because you studied really hard, or you failed a class because you chose not to do your homework. You got the lead or the solo because you were brave enough to work hard and try out, or you didn't get a part at all because you chose to show up unprepared. You didn't get in trouble because you decided to skip that party you weren't allowed to attend, or you got grounded because you chose to go and break the rules. You got a starting spot on the team because you worked so hard at practice, or you got kicked off the team because you chose not to show up for practice. Now, this may not be true of all things, but I'd argue that it's true in most things. No matter your age, the consequences you experience are usually because you made a choice that led you there. But sometimes you don't make all of those choices alone. Maybe, just like I did, you have friends who are leading you towards those choices. That's how friendship works. Our friends have the potential to lead us into really great decisions or really bad decisions. Sure, we're ultimately the ones who chose what we do or don't do, but our friends have a lot of influence on that choice. Maybe you have a friend who told you to cheat on a test, or encouraged you to stay out later than you were supposed to, or helped you lie to your parents, or maybe they encouraged you to leave someone out of your group text or convinced you to do that one thing you swore you'd never do. And sure, it was ultimately your decision to do it, but you had a friend who was pushing you there every step of the way. We're all going to find ourselves there at some point. We're all going to be influenced by our friends, whether it's a great choice or a not so great choice. So what I want to talk about is how we surround ourselves with friends who are leading us in a direction we want to be going, like towards friends who influence us to make choices that are wise and good for us. You know, a lot of people go to a bunch of different places when they need friendship advice, like Google and YouTube and TikTok and sometimes their parents and to their friends. And you can find really great advice in those places. But did you know you can find some really solid friend advice in the Bible written by real people like you and me? There was a really wise person who lived a long time ago named Solomon. He shared a lot of wise things about relationships and friendships and just life in general. If you've never heard of him, Solomon is considered to be one of the wisest people to ever walk the earth. Outside of Jesus, of course. But God gave Solomon all of this wisdom. You can read a lot of what Solomon had to say in the book of Proverbs in the Bible. So let's take a look at some of Solomon's wisdom about friendship. The righteous chose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. If you read more in Proverbs, you'll see a lot of comparisons similar to this. Often one kind of person is compared to the opposite kind of person to make a point. The hard worker is compared to the lazy one. The wise person is compared to the fool. The angry person is compared to the one who speaks softly and carefully. But Solomon and the other writers in the book of Proverbs seem to have a favorite comparison. It's the one we find in this verse. It's the righteous to the wicked. So what does that mean? It just means that the righteous people are people who do the right thing. They make the right decisions. And a right decision is a choice that not only focuses on what's best for you, but on what's best for the people around you. It's a choice that follows the way God wants us to live. And as Solomon said here, one of the things that righteous people do, one of the right decisions they make, is to choose their friends carefully. They choose friends who are helping them stay righteous or on the right path. Now, in junior high or high school, I get that sometimes you're just friends with the people you're around. You're friends with people you're in class with or on a team with, or get grouped together for a group project or in a small group with. But what I think we're really talking about is less about who you spend your time with and more about who influences you. It's about the people who you let influence your decisions and shape the direction of your life. Solomon said that if we want to be righteous, we have to choose carefully who we let influence us. It's not about asking, are they good people? Because I bet most of them are good people. I think there are better questions to ask. Questions like, are they good for me right now? Or is their influence moving me towards what's best for me? This is so important because look at the rest of the verse. The wicked leads them astray. The wicked. I know nobody really uses that word anymore, but here, let's think of it as the opposite of righteous. If righteous people make good and healthy decisions, wicked people make bad decisions. They're usually the troublemakers. And here's the deal. Trouble leads to trouble. The more time you spend with someone who gets into trouble a lot, the more trouble you're going to find yourself in. That's just the truth. This is why who you choose to be friends with matters. Who you let speak into your life matters. Who you let influence your choices matters. You want real friends who will help you choose the right things and the wise things. Now, I'm not saying that you can never hang out with anybody who makes bad choices, because that's basically impossible. So don't worry, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is this: be wise about the friends you choose. Be wise about who your closest friends are. Be wise about the friends you allow to influence you. Be wise about who's in your inner circle and who's close to you, because they will impact your decisions. All right, think of it this way. This is you. I know, looking better than ever. You have different kinds of friends, right? Some you consider to be your best friends. These are the 1 or 2 or 3 people who you're closest with, right in this inner circle. Then you have your good friends. These are people in your bigger friend group. And that's your next circle. And finally, you have everyone else you like to hang out with. These are friends you aren't as close to and don't hang out with as often. Maybe they're in your classes or in your neighborhoods or teams or small groups or, other activities that you do. And they're in this other circle. And that's kind of your outer circle of friends. You see, all of these friends matter, but it's the friends who are closest to you in your inner circle who have the most potential to influence you. That's why it's so important to make sure the people close to you are the type of friends who will help you choose what's good for you, who will encourage you towards the right things, who will help you choose the best for your life. So how do we do this? Well, for starters, I think you have to, 1, choose your real friends carefully. Not everyone deserves to be your best friend. The friends who are in your closest circle have the most influence on you. So choose people who have proven themselves trustworthy and consistent, and choose people who help you make wise choices in your life. Now, your closest friends shouldn't be a huge list. In fact, it could be as small as one person. Even Jesus had only 3 friends. He was closest to Peter, James, and John. So be wise about which friends you choose to be your real friends. And number 2, spend time with your real friends. Not because you want to create some exclusive club or make someone else feel left out, but because you want the kind of encouragement, wisdom, and friendship that will influence you towards the best things for your life. Make the friends who bring those things to your life a priority. That doesn't mean you can't be friends with other people. It just means that when you spend time with your real friends, you surround yourself with people who influence you towards the best things for your life. And that's only going to help you in the long run. Remember Solomon's words of wisdom. Choose your friends carefully. In other words, be wise about the friends you choose. Stay close with the people who help you choose the best things in your life. And that's actually why we have small groups. We want your small group to be a safe place where you can encourage each other towards things that are good and wise. A place where you talk to trusted people about what it means to have real friendships. I know that this whole friendship thing can be difficult to navigate at times, especially when it comes to choosing your friends wisely. Your small group and your group leader want to help you figure it out. So today, I want to challenge you to be real with your group as you wrestle with what it means to be wise about the friends you choose.